Bolton. Now the team starts first for the healthy Buffalo. Number 0, Erie Davis.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this presentation of the Premier Basketball League. From downtown Buffalo, we are at the Flickinger Center, where the Buffalo 716ers are set to take on a team known as Healthy Buffalo. Alongside Jack Harlan, my name is David Miller. The 716ers come in on the heels of winning their own tournament, basically, last weekend, Jack. They ended up going 2-0 in the tournament. That's their record right now. And despite the fact that they're playing a team right now that doesn't even really exist, it's more or less a scrimmage, they're still up for the test, and they also have a couple changes and a couple very exciting things going on here today. Let's talk about the change at coach already. Victor Arroyo starts the season as head coach, starts 2-0 on the season, winning the tournament, and all of a sudden he's replaced by Mario Williams. It is his third season with the Buffalo 716ers, so he's not exactly a stranger to this organization. Nice to see Mario getting an opportunity here, making his coaching debut. And, oh yeah, by the way, it happens to be Buffalo Braves Alumni Night too today. Probably the headliner of the list of 3, and we'll get to it during the course of the broadcast, is also the Chief Operating Officer. I believe that's his title here with the Buffalo 716ers. And it's good to see Ernie DiGregorio, who was selected 3rd overall back in the 1973 NBA draft. So Ernie D and other members of the Buffalo Braves alumni in the house here tonight.
And as you say that, the 3 gentlemen just came walking into the gym. Ernie D, Gus Gerard, and Emmett Bryant are sitting right next to the Sixers bench and are going to get a front row seat to enjoy this game today. It's going to be exciting with the new changes and coming off of a good tournament win to see how well the Sixers play. They struggled a little bit offensively the first night, obviously putting up over 100 points the second night against Chautauqua. They got their offensive act together a little better the second game. They're starting small. They're going quick. This Healthy Buffalo team has some good size. They've got a big man, John Burgio, that's about 6'8" and goes about 275. And he'll be a force in the middle. And that's one of the places that the Sixers are going to have to improve, because they didn't do a great job the very first game on the offense or the defensive boards for the Sixers. So they're going to have to do a pretty good job of keeping people off the boards here, and we'll see how they do today.
Buffalo 716ers will officially open their season, I suppose. Well, you can say the tournament win was officially opening the season, but they'll start league play on January 9th right here at the Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo.
And that's where the schedule starts to get fast and furious, because they got a bunch of games in in a 4-month period where they got to get them all in.
Opening tip, we are underway, and the fast break is blocked underneath, no foul, and the 716ers will maintain possession as number 21, Marcus Hall, had that shot blocked under the rim.
Yeah, it was good penetration by Devin Dawson. He kicked it in, but the ball got knocked out of bounds.
Glenroy Carr, a name you'll hear a lot this season, I'm sure, hits that one for 3. Healthy Buffalo with a long-range 3, and wait, what you can do, we can do better. Lauren Stokes, and you told me to keep an eye on this kid, didn't you?
Yeah, Lauren Stokes is another local kid. He went to Turner Carroll, did a great job in college, I believe it, at Hofstra. And he's a player, and he's going to give this Sixers team all they can handle today.
The team known tonight as Healthy Buffalo in blue, and there's the big man underneath. We were talking about him, too. That is John Bergio drawing the foul. It's going to be Buffalo ball. Buffalo 716ers in their, what I think are pretty sharp white uniforms.
Patterned after the old original Braves uniforms. Absolutely. Very appropriate for today.
Remember those days back in the old Memorial Auditorium in the 1970s? It's a shame that the Buffalo Braves only stuck around Western New York for 8 seasons before moving out west.
Saw plenty of games there. Usually up in those
the nosebleed oranges,
the rafters of the oranges, and saw a lot of great players come through from that era. And we're fortunate enough to have 3 of our own here tonight, which is really cool.
There was no foul on the play, but the officials want to converge and talk things over at the scorer's table anyway. So no foul called against Healthy Buffalo, and the 716ers in white on the defense right now. There's a turnover and a good steal by Devin Dawson. Behind the back pass, long range 3, and he hits it. Devin Dawson, 6'3" out of Damon College. Safe to say he played for Don Silvestri, right? The longtime coach with the Wildcats.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, another local high school kid, one of my kids at St. Joe's. And the few practices that I've seen Devin have this year, when he gets going, he can fill it up really quickly. And he's already 2 for 2 from behind the line. And I suggest to the Healthy Buffalo that if they want to get healthy, they better get out and play him out there.
First foul of the game is called against the 716ers, sending number 9, Jerry Shanley, to the line. He'll shoot 2, and he gets the first one to go. I give Tawan Slaughter and this Buffalo 716ers team credit for keeping this date on the schedule. Their original opponent when they were in the American Basketball Association, obviously, you know, they weren't available to play here today, so they got this group of guys together, and so far, Healthy Buffalo looks pretty healthy, as you said. Inside the arc, that goes off the rim, and the rebound is picked up by Healthy Buffalo, and it's going to be Lawrence Stokes moving it in, probably the guy to watch in blue. Under the hoop, and he gets it to go.
Stokes decided he was going to go on his own and drove it into the lane and got it up over James Ewing. Made the bucket, now he goes to the line.
Second team foul called against the Buffalo 716ers. They want to get the alignment straight before Stokes goes to the line to shoot 2. Brought back up underneath. Boy, you see Dawson's quickness. Number 7 in white for the 716ers. That time he was denied, but they'll keep the ball, and it's James Ewing out of Mercyhurst University. Yes.
Marcus Hall for 3.
Oh, I guess that's going to be Marcus Hall.
Well, yeah, Ewing took it into the lane and kicked it out, and Hall made a nice shot. Bergio inside, the big guy. That's going to be a problem.
Boy, he is a big man, isn't he? Number 54 in blue for Healthy Buffalo. And we got ourselves a tie ball game. Dawson off the rim, And the rebound for Healthy Buffalo. They'll bring it out to midcourt and beyond. Adam March, number 5, up underneath, off the rim, and a nice rebound. Glenroy Carr, number 23. Then the turnover. Fast break attempt in the other direction. They can't get it to go. Flipped outside the arc again. Working it over is A.J. Roberts. Good penetration underneath. Off the boards. And a foul called.
His first.
Follows on Healthy Buffalo's number 9, Jerry Shanley.
On the floor now for the 7-1-6ers, number 22, Lester Jones.
Not going to be a shooting foul. Or is it? A little bit of confusion. No.
No. Hall went to the basket, but he got fouled on the rebound.
And make sure you get the tickets for the January 9th game on the Faith and Family Night, featuring national gospel recording artist Alexis Spike.
So it's brought in by the 7-1-6ers. Back outside the arc, just under 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Far side, another 3 off the rim, no. Had to take that shot. The shot clock was winding down. In the other direction, well, we're seeing some long-range bombs on both sides of the court.
Yep. Stokes didn't hesitate that time. He was going to take that shot.
Like to see the 7-1-6ers kind of work it inside, work in the paint a little bit, but then again, it's easy for me to say here in the press box because I don't have to go against big number 54, John Bergio, and he is a load under the net.
So far, the Sixers have done a nice job of with their
Yes!
with their pace.
A.J. Roberts. Could be a very high-scoring affair if this keeps up. And again, the turnover. Lester Jones up top. Oh, I thought they were going to slow the tempo, and they say no, throw up another 3, and this time it goes off the rim. And the rebound picked up by Healthy Buffalo.
Shots are going up fast and furious so far.
Opportunity underneath. And the rebound picked up. Fast break outlet pass, and again another 3. This one with the left hand, and he gets it to go. Lester Jones, the 6'5" guard out of Wilberforce.
Media timeout.
And with a timeout on the floor, we'll take a timeout of our own. It's the 7-1-6ers up by 4.
One more time, let's hear it for the Blue Wireless.
Test 1, test 2.
Couldn't see a thing.
Test 1, test 2. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 2. Test 1, test 2. Test 1, test 2. Testing. Test 1, test 2.
Following the media timeout, the team's back on the court. The 7-1-6ers in white, the home team here at the Burt Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo. So Buffalo in blue, and they'll bring it to midcourt again. Get it into the offensive end. Good defense there from James Ewing. Up underneath. The fingertip roll and 1. Rivers draws the foul after putting the bucket in and will go to the line to shoot 1. He'll try to complete the 3-point play. Larry Rivers, a 6'6" forward out of Buffalo State College, right down the road.
Nice play by Lester Jones that time. He got it out quickly, got it on the fast break, and dished it off. And Rivers made it finish. Got fouled, made 3-point play.
Long range shot again. And a foul called on the play. Yeah, coming up at halftime here, Buffalo Braves Alumni Night. Ernie DiGregorio in the house. Emmett Bryant. Gus Girard. We'll have more on those players and a special halftime presentation as well. 7-1 Sixers with the ball. Lester Jones puts it up. Offensive foul. Oh, no, popping the ball. So the unforced error is going to give Buffalo the ball back. I don't mean to be confusing. It's just easier to say Buffalo in blue and 7-1 Sixers in white. I mentioned earlier, nice job by the organization to put this Buffalo team together for what I would call a little more than a scrimmage. It's early in the season. It's a nice tune-up. Up underneath, and a big bucket there.
Another nice fast break, this time led by Larry Rivers. Dished it off behind his head that time. DeMarcus Hall laid it in.
Timeout is called by Buffalo as the 7-1 Sixers open up an 8-point lead with just over 6 minutes to play. The Buffalo 7-1 Sixers would like to thank Live 95 for being the official radio station here in the 2015-2016 season, which I think, Jack, is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. Once we get going with the league schedule and they're playing games, you know, it's not easy. They played the 2 games 2 weeks ago and then have this one, and then they're off until January 9th. It's tough to get in any kind of rhythm. You know, you can only practice so much and look at the same guys day after day and not get a little stale. Once we get into the league schedule and we're playing once or twice a weekend every week, then we're going to really see what this team is capable of. And that'll be fun. And there's a lot of local flavor to their division in the PBL. There's another Western New York team that plays out in Niagara County. There's a team from Jamestown, a team from Chautauqua, a team from Rochester. So there's a ton of Western New York flavor to this division.
3 players on this 7-1 Sixers team, as I mentioned, from Buffalo State College, and all 3 are going to play a major role this season, I would think. Number 23, Glenroy Carr, number 24, Jake Simmons, and number 35, Larry Rivers. So the 7-1 Sixers on defense in their own end. A pass underneath for the big man, and he's going to draw the foul. I would do that all night long.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they got a jump ball.
Just put the big man under the rim and throw it up.
Absolutely. You know, especially with his size. But you know what? The Sixers did a nice job of double teaming on that play, so they stopped the basket.
Another 3 attempt, and it's good. So Buffalo pulls within 5 with the long 3 on the other end, an air ball that goes up. And how about this Buffalo team in blue keeping pace? A hard pass. Maybe had a little too much mustard on it underneath.
Yeah, if I remember the first game, they had a hard time getting to 20 in the first quarter, and we're to 20 inside of 6.5 minutes. And both teams are almost to 20, so this is going to be up and down. This game's going to get up there today.
First time in a while that the 7-1 Sixers trying to drive the lane. They got in the paint. Buffalo foul on number 10, Josh Phillips.
Well, the Sixers are going to have to figure something out for their half-court offense. You know, they've done real well in transition, getting the ball down the floor, and they can score points that way. But it's their half-court offense that's going to determine how well they do this year.
Another turnover. I would assume coming into this game anyway, Jack, that Buffalo in blue hasn't played much, if at all, together. Maybe through a couple practices together before this game, that they may want to slow the pace down, but that's not been the case at all. They're running the floor. It's an up-tempo first quarter.
Yep. Another runner by Stokes. Another offensive rebound by the blue team, though.
Boy, they got a good break there.
They did.
Hit the rim right as the shot clock expired. Got a fresh shot clock, but then couldn't get it to go. So it's going to be 7-1 Sixers ball with number 34, Trevonta Gatewood out of Montgomery Community College, set to inbound the ball.
Coach Williams is playing a lot of people here in the first quarter, which is good. They'll probably be much better off that way to be able to keep playing at this pace.
Look at this 7-1 Sixers roster. They're not a small group by any means.
No, they're not at all. They have real good overall size. They just don't have that one big 6'9" guy, that's really going to clog up the middle. But that may serve them okay.
I know there are some pretty high expectations on the 7-1 Sixers team coming into the season. They're first here at the Burt Flickinger Center. Opportunity underneath and a hard foul.
7-1 Sixer foul number 34.
Nice give and go by Buffalo that time. Got it to the rim, just got fouled. Now you got to knock down foul shots.
Foul was called on Gatewood, number 34. It's his first for the 7-1 Sixers, their third team foul. And that's number 7, Tim Whitehand at the line, getting the first of 2 to go. Blaze, the mascot, on the sidelines, trying to rile up the 7-1 Sixers home faithful crowd. Top of the arc again, Johnny Marsh out of Edinburgh. Underneath. They get it to go. Thought it might be an and one. No call on the play, and that's what I'm talking about, the fast breaks here. Buffalo not looking to slow it down at all.
Not at all.
Buffalo 7-1 Sixer ball.
3 minutes and 57 seconds left here in the first quarter. Long shot off the rim.
Got an offensive foul on the rebound. Johnny Marsh came down and decided to take an 18-footer on his own.
All right, fans, let's make some noise. This is the minute to win it.
We've got another timeout on the floor, so with 3:54 left in the first quarter, we'll take a break with the 7-1 Sixers leading by 7.
For a chance to win a special prize from Blue Wireless. The louder you are, the quicker they make those shots. So let's make some noise for our 2 contestants. Get ready, set, go! There's the layup. Now let's do a free throw. We got a free throw made. Now he's going to make us a 3-pointer. On this side too. There goes a 3. Oh, very close. The white jersey of these teams for under a minute. Congratulations. Let's make some noise.
Alongside Jack Harlan, my name is David Miller, back at the Burt Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo. Our entire game night crew, so glad you can join us. On the heels of that media timeout, it's going to be Buffalo with the ball. It was number 7, Tim Whitehand, trying to go behind the back instead. A fast break in the other direction, and just like that, a 4-point swing. That's the chance you take. And another turnover. That timeout seemed to spark the 7-1 Sixers, and just as I say that, gone forced turnover.
Healthy Buffalo ball.
Yeah, but you know what? It still comes down to pace, and when the Sixers are playing at a pace like that, they're gonna be successful. With the athletes they have, they're trying to take advantage of that as much as they can.
Underneath, and the foul be called on Larry Rivers, number 35.
7-1 Sixer foul number 35, Larry Rivers. His first, team's fifth.
For Rivers, his first.
On the line shooting for healthy
And the
Buffalo.
7-1 Sixers
Number 6, Lauren
now have
Stokes.
5 team fouls. Lauren Stokes at the line. For the 7-1 Sixers, their largest lead of the game. It's early, 3:18 to go first quarter. Stokes gets the second one to fall. And the lead is now 10 for the 7-1 Sixers in white, working from our right to left. If you're just joining us, an opportunity there for 3, and they get it to go. A big 3.
Another one of your Buff State guys, Jake Simmons. That's why he's here, because he can knock those threes down with anybody. It's a nice dish by Marsh. Jake steps up and knocks it down.
Try to go inside. That's very good defense by Larry Rivers, number 35. Foul behind the play. Foul is called on Jerry Shanley, I believe.
Yep, and that's what you're going to start to see. Healthy Buffalo team is going to start to wear down with all this quickness and all the numbers that the Sixers are throwing at them. And they've got a relatively short bench, only 9 guys. The Sixers are loaded with players and quick players and athletic players, and they're just going to go, and eventually it's going to catch up to the healthy Buffalo.
Johnny Marsh buries the first one. Here's the second free throw, and he gets it to go. 31 first quarter points for the 7-1 Sixers, and we still have 2.5 to play.
Well, if you want to see points tonight, it's a good day to get them, because you're going to see them.
John Bergio for Buffalo, trying to stop the bleeding. But the 7-1 Sixers come back in the other direction and have the answer. That is Simmons.
Steal that ball.
Good drive onto the lane and one. How about that? Lauren Stokes.
Basket count 7-1 Sixer foul number 35, Larry Rivers. His second, team 6 of the first quarter. On the line shooting for healthy Buffalo, number 6.
So far, Stokes is leading his team with 8, and I'm not surprised at all. He's a great player. He's the guy you're going to have to stop in half court for sure.
Lauren Stokes.
Both teams have 6 fouls, so the next will put them into the bonus, and we're still in the first quarter. Jump ball.
Well, the big guy, Bergio, did a nice job of just standing straight up with his arms straight up in the air, and you're not supposed to get a foul when you do that. And he did a nice job. He got a jump ball out of the deal.
Sixers win it, do a nice job to control it too. Simmons. 3 for Marsh. Can't get it to fall. Well, it was fun to watch, and it's still fun to watch, but the pace has to slow for Buffalo, as you mentioned, if they want to stick around in this game. 33-22, 7-1 Sixers have it, looking to add to the lead. A battle for possession underneath. Oh, and almost the big exclamation point, almost by Larry Rivers. And in the other direction, they've got the answer, and his name is Lauren Stokes. Kicked out again, off the rim.
That's a rebound.
And a foul on the play.
Healthy Buffalo foul number 9, Erie Davis. His second, team 7. On the floor now for Healthy Buffalo, number 8, Johnny Cunningham.
They'll make 1 out of 2.
Marcus Stevens makes 1 out of 2.
Ooh, that's a block. Get out of this city.
Another fast break in the other direction, up and in for Larry Rivers. He is having a monster first quarter for Buffalo. Nice fake underneath. Went a little too deep. It hits underneath the rim. Half a minute to go first quarter. Underneath, and again the foul. So that's a shooting foul anyway, but how about this? Both teams are in the bonus, and we haven't even started the second quarter yet.
Well, that's the first thing that happens when you get tired. It shows up on the defensive end. You don't move your feet, you reach, you foul. And guys could wind up going to the foul line. So far, the Sixers have done a nice job making their foul shots.
37-25 for the 7-1 Sixers. Make it 38. So 38 first quarter points for the 7-1 Sixers. Buffalo most likely playing for the last shot of the quarter. They'll draw the foul.
7-1 Sixers foul on number 6, Johnny Marsh. His first, team 7.
Foul called on Marsh. It's his first of the game.
Number 6, Lawrence Stokes.
Stokes shooting 1-1. Gets the first to go. And gets the second to go.
Lawrence Stokes.
I like this kid, and you told me I would before we even went on the air today.
Yeah.
Number 6 in blue.
No, he's a scorer. There's no doubt about it. He's got 11 already in the first quarter.
Shot clock is off, but time winding down. Inside 4 seconds left. The 7-1 Sixers have to hurry. If they want to get a shot off, they can't. And the clock stops with 0.9 seconds to go.
So the 1 Sixer foul number 24, Jake Simmons. His first.
Quick foul called on Jake Simmons.
8 of the first quarter.
Yeah, he pushed off trying to get open to get a shot off before the clock went.
There's the final shot of the first quarter. And at the end of the first quarter, it is the Buffalo 7-1 Sixers 38 and the healthy Buffalo 27 here in downtown Buffalo. These are tough games to call.
We're all set. We're working.
I didn't say anything, man.
We're working. Everything's good.
Let's hear it for the ladies 7-1
ladies 7-1-6ers performing here between the first and second quarter. We're from the Burt Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo, home of the Buffalo 7-1-6ers in white. You've got David Miller and Jack Harlan and our entire game night crew. The 7-1-6ers putting up 38 points in the first quarter, as we mentioned. That's pretty impressive. But on the defensive end, also giving up 27. If you're head coach Mario Williams making his coaching debut here today, does that concern you in any way, shape, or form?
You know, not really, because it's still about the pace of the game. And the Sixers want to go fast. They want to push the pace. They want to get the ball up and down the floor. And when you do that, you're going to give the other team more opportunities to score. And with the healthy Buffalo team having Lawrence Stokes with 11 and John Koniniak with 8, they've got two guys who can put the ball in the basket, and they have. You're going to give up something, but, when you're putting up 38 a quarter, you're probably going to be on the good side of things.
So Ewing gets the basket and the foul. He'll shoot one from the free throw line. Off the rim. Good rebound and a fast break outlet pass. Buffalo up underneath. And a nice bucket there for Jerry Shanley. Very special night in downtown Buffalo. Buffalo Braves alumni night. 3 of the more illustrious players in town. James Ewing hits another bucket for the 7-1-6ers, but we mentioned Ernie DiGregorio, Emmett Bryant, Gus Gerard, all to be honored at halftime and do a little meet and greet and sign some autographs at the end of this game. Good effort by Devin Dawson to keep the ball alive, but it's turned over instead. Left-handed shot from the big man, John Bergio, number 54, off the rim, and it's Devin Dawson from 3, off the rim, and a good rebound by Stokes. Stokes has impressed me at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, oh no, he's an all-around good player. There's no question about that, and he's going to be the leader of this team. He's the best player on this team, you can tell right away. And it's not just because he can play offense, but because he can play both ends of the floor.
Funny thing is, they're not really a quote-unquote team, are they? I mean, tonight. See what you're saying, but...
Yep.
7-1-6er ball.
Maybe they keep this team together and try to make some noise.
Oh, I'm sure these guys play together on a somewhat regular basis.
Yeah. 3 for Nick Arioli. The great Laker from SUNY Oswego. And another foul.
Well, I'll tell you, if nothing else, the Sixers are spreading the wealth around today really, really well. They've got a whole bunch of people that have put points on the board. Nobody's, gone crazy. They've got a bunch of guys with 5 and 6 and points, and that just speaks to the depth of this team.
Shanley drew the foul and makes the first shot, but will not make the second. Good aggressive rebound underneath by James Ewing. Nothing there, and it's going to be turned over Buffalo ball. The core of this 7-1-6ers team you've got to like.
Absolutely. Like I said, and I love athletes. Anytime you're playing basketball, if you got guys who are athletic, you can do so many different things on both ends of the floor. And the Sixers have a multitude of athletes that can get up and down the floor, can shoot it and get it to the rim and do a lot of different things with their offensive game. And because they have athletes, you're going to be good defensively too.
Great job by team owner and general manager Tawan Slaughter over the past 6 or 8 months. Building this team, putting this team together, and I know there's high expectations.
There's no question about that. I know the Rochester team in the PBL has been dominant in the entire league, not just in their division, for a few years, and her sights are set on that team right there and being able to compete with that team and and wind up taking the division instead of Rochester.
Gotta love those three-way rivalries, don't you?
Absolutely.
So the Buffalo 7-1 Sixers up to a 16-point lead. They put up 46 points. I'm not real good at math, but that means they're going to hit like about 150 at this pace.
They're pushing it. There's no doubt about it.
If they keep up literally the pace on the floor, we could see outstanding offensive numbers for the 7-1 Sixers. Good rebound underneath. Another three attempt goes off the rim, but another good rebound underneath.
Last touch by Happy Buffalo. 7-1 Sixer ball. On the corner, we're having Buffalo number 10, Joshua Phillips.
Some of the Sixers' shot selection in the half court, I'm not thrilled with right now. I know they're up a bunch of points, and it's probably not going to matter in terms of this game here, but they have to do a better job of choosing when to shoot those threes.
We're not even at halftime yet, as the 7-1 Sixers will get the call, but you've got to like the way, and this is, remember, for Mario Williams, it's his coaching debut, his head coaching debut anyway. He's been with this organization for 3 years as an assistant coach, but I like the way he's used the strong core players that we've talked about. And then, as you mentioned, when the shot selection gets sloppy or they get a little fancy or they're pulling up for threes when they can drive the lane, he's making some substitutions, getting some of his maybe second-tier players some playing time in this game. I like what Williams has done. There's another three off the rim.
Well, it's definitely an advantage of having the deep team that he has, is that he can do that. And if someone's going south or someone not doing what he wants them to do, he's got people that he can put in there that are more than willing to do just what he wants, and the team will end up being better for it.
Yeah, it's funny because this is one of those last-minute teams, as we mentioned, called Healthy Buffalo in Blue, that was thrown together to compete here tonight against the Buffalo 7-1 Sixers. Weren't sure what we were going to see, but had somewhat of an idea. But again, Mario Williams has done a nice job when his star, if you will, or core players have looked a little sloppy in a situation like this. He can make some substitutions that he might not normally make in a conference game.
Well, you're in a situation where if you're coaching this team, you have to worry about your own guys. You can't be worried about the other guys and what they might bring to the table or what they might have, on a given night, because you just don't know. So you got to take care of your guys and make sure you're doing what you want to do philosophically, and make sure that it translates to every time you come out on the floor.
For lack of a better way to put it, Jack, do you try to put blinders on the scoreboard?
At a certain point, yeah, you will. But you still got to always, and I always taught my kids, you always have to be aware of time and score, no matter what the situation.
Whitehead, three-pointer. Media timeout, fans. Let's make
that was a long-range three for Buffalo, but the 7-1 Sixers still firmly in control. We'll take a break from Buffalo. Who's leading Buffalo?
Are we ready to go?
Go back to the benches so we can.
All right, after the media timeout, 7:17 to go here in the first half.
Devin Dawson is right now leading the Sixers with 7 points. James Ewing has had a big second quarter. He's had 6 just in this quarter, and that's his total for the game. Hall and Simmons both have 5, along with Rivers and Stevens. So they've got 4 guys with 5, another guy with 6, and another guy with 7. And that's great balance, and it's getting a lot of guys involved in the offense. And that's the kind of situation that's only going to be very good as the season goes on.
And fans, be sure to get your tickets for the next game, which is going to be really the conference opener for the Buffalo 716ers. Next game right here at the Burt Flickinger Center on January 9th. So,
I believe that's against Jamestown. I mean, what a great division. I mean, you got 2 teams down on the southern tier. You got Jamestown and Chautauqua. You got 2 teams here, right here in the Buffalo area, and you got a team from Rochester. You got 5 teams all in the Western New York area, all in the same division. And I mean, what a great rivalry that could be for all 5 of these teams. And you know, if all 5 teams are competitive and all around the same level, then you know we can see some great games.
Those were 3 pretty good-looking dancers. Well, maybe 2.5. I'd give Blaze the mascot maybe a half on that one.
Blaze might have struggled a little bit with that one.
At least it's not a hockey game where the mascots have to know how to skate during timeouts.
Tickets can be purchased at halftime in the lobby or online. www.buffalo716ers.net.
So the 716ers, a tune-up game, if you will, here today. That's inside the arc for 2. Nice drive inside, off the glass. That was Tim Whitehand. Look at this pace for the 716ers. Push it up the floor. Only 3 or 4 seconds off the shot clock. That time it goes off the rim. Rebound for Whitehand. Got tripped up. Goes down.
Timeout taken by Buffalo. That's their second taken, 5 remaining.
Buffalo almost forced to call that timeout. A little confusion on the other side of center court.
Well, after he lost the control of the ball, wound up sitting on the floor with the ball, and he really didn't have much of a choice. He did good to get the timeout before he got tied up for a jump ball. Quick 30-second timeout is all they'll get here, and then we'll get back to action. But still, all about the speed of this game. I mean, the Sixers are at 53. We're halfway through the second quarter. You know, who knows where this game winds up? But something tells me it's going to be in the high triple figures.
Well, and you know what? Coach Mario Williams, I don't think he wants to run up the score intentionally, but he wants to get some of his guys playing time here today. I can't imagine they'll take their foot off the gas.
No, I can't imagine either. I mean,
you're not going to go into a defensive shell. I mean,
not at all.
Back to action, underneath in the basket. And a pretty one at that for number 10, A.J. Roberts. Battle for the ball.
Sixers have really come out with this group that's on the floor right now and decided that they're going to put a little half-court pressure on. They're trapping like 1-3-1, and I'm not sure if healthy Buffalo is ready to deal with a 1-3-1 trap, especially with the quickness that the Sixers have on the floor right now.
There's a long 3. They're not afraid to put it up. I got to go back to something I said earlier, though, Jack. You got the big man, number 54, Bergio. What would you say he goes? He's by far the biggest guy on the floor here today for either team.
It's not close either.
I mean, put them under the basket and just alley-oop after alley-oop after alley-oop. Then again, the 7-1-6ers know that, so you make some defensive adjustments. But they haven't really gotten the ball inside to Bergio very often. Underneath in the other direction, that's David Blanks out of Clarion University, not far from Pittsburgh.
Some of the problem with that is, as fast as this game is going, and up and down the floor, it's tough for the big guy to get down there.
Good point.
I mean,
good point.
You've seen him. He's trailing on the play, and as quickly as the shots are going up, he's just not able to keep up athletically, and that's the hard part of this game. When you've got a game that's going up and down the floor like this, the big guy. That's another advantage of using your athletic skills the way the Sixers are using them. You're keeping him out of the game because he's not gonna be down there. And if he is, and he's going to get tired faster, and that's going to help the Sixers on their offensive end because he's going to be too tired to play defense on anybody. And hence, I think that's where James Ewing in this quarter with 6 points has taken advantage of that and been able to score, when he wanted to this quarter.
Boy, that's one thing you said, though. If I'm correct, nobody on the 7-1-6ers roster is in double-digit scoring yet.
No.
And they've put up 57 points, and we still have 5:19 to go in the first half.
Oh, it's spread out, amongst almost everybody. Almost everybody on the roster has scored at this point.
That was a 7-1-6ers timeout as we return to action. Foul called against the 7-1-6ers.
7-1-6er foul number 55, Freddie Rapita, his second, team's fourth of the second quarter. Healthy Buffalo ball.
Buffalo with the inbound pass. And now they'll pull it back out. Wise decision by Whitehand. Time winding down on the shot clock. They get the shot off. It doesn't go. And the 7-1-6ers pick up the rebound, run the floor. Again, another battle for the ball. Wide open. Here we go. Whitehand up and in.
Tim Whitehead.
I always thought in basketball that was a classy move. Instead of doing the slam dunk on the road when you're down by double-digit numbers. Clean break, fingertip roll. Right? 2 points is 2 points.
Yes, it is, but I'm not so sure that he wasn't trying to dunk that and just didn't get up high enough.
You called my bluff. I tried to give the young man a little credit.
But bottom line is he got the 2 points anyway, and that's all that matters.
There's the big man underneath. Bergio getting involved. But that fast break of the 7-1-6ers too much as David Blanks gets it to go, and he's heating up. Getting some minutes and making the most of them.
There's that trap again.
Can't break it. Look at this, tic-tac-toe. But they can't get it to go.
Healthy Buffalo foul number 54, John Bergio. His first.
There you go again, though. The fast break, and Sixers wind up coming down on a big guy 3-on-1. There's just no way they're not going to get something out of it.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. It's all 7-1-6ers, 59 to 46.
It's a prize. Let's hear for the two contestants.
At halftime, though, I want to take just the one mic like we had set up before because I see with the two mics is adding more ambient sound. So I'm going to switch the one mic over there how we have it.
All right, everyone ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
What'd you think? It was 7:30?
We got one.
Did you think it was a 7:30 starter?
1-0 so far.
This is Mookie's job.
Come on, fans.
And I know Mookie.
Make some noise!
I'm filling in.
There we go. It's all tied up. 1-1. We got 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. It's now 2-1. It's now 3-1. Make some noise, fans. It's now 4-1. Make some noise, fans. Come on, keep making that noise. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the contest. Make some noise. On the line for the 7-1-6.
So the 7-1-6ers will go to the line as we return to second quarter action. 3:51 to go in the first half, and they add to their lead. I can't remember the time, and I watch a lot of local college basketball and a lot of, obviously, basketball on television, what have you. The team has put up 61 points in the first half, and they're not done yet.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to stay that way, I have a feeling.
Johnny Marsh not happy with the call on possession. Our score is 61-46. The team in white is the home team on this court and will be all season long. The Buffalo 7-1-6ers, not to be confused with Healthy Buffalo, who I've been referring to as Buffalo, the team in blue, here today. A last-minute adjustment that, again, I give to Juan Slaughter, the owner of the 7-1-6ers, a lot of credit for being able to make on the fly. The 7-1-6ers, well, I don't even want to say they started the season in the American Basketball Association because the season hasn't officially started, but that was the plan, and now in a completely different league with a completely different schedule, and this date happened to have a hole that they couldn't get anybody here. So Healthy Buffalo put a team together and said, hey, we'll come into your barn and take you on, and they did a nice job doing so, except for the fact that the 7-1-6ers' rabid pace on offense especially, they've been able to put up 63 points.
Yeah, but, you know, that this is still it's a great opportunity for, you know, the Sixers to come in and get another game in on this court, which is, you know, a new court for them for this season, and any exposure they get in here is going to be good.
Isn't this just a perfect fit to the Burt Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo for this team, this franchise?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question. You know, hopefully, once we get into the league schedule and you know, you get to look at the standings and get to understand where they fit, how they compare to some of the other teams that are going to be in their division. And you'll know when the really good games are going to show up. And you know, during the wintertime, if we ever get to winter, I did play golf.
You didn't just say that, did you?
I did play golf twice this week.
You're in professional sports now. Start acting like it. It's called a jinx.
I'm going to roll the dice on this one. I saw the long range forecast for the next week.
Oh yeah, they're always right around here. Huh?
It's not a bad gig where you can be right like 40% of the time. You know, you'd be in the Hall of Fame if you were hitting baseballs at 40%.
Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy I never actually thought of. A meteorologist only has to be right about 33.3%. It's the same as a Hall of Fame baseball player. If we ever get to winter, I can't believe you just said that, partner. I'll take it. Do you remember this time last year? I mean, who doesn't? Big slam dunk! And that brings the crowd to their feet here in Buffalo.
Absolutely. I knew it was a little strange when I saw guys mowing the lawn in December in my neighborhood. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
I had the front loaders and the big dump trucks right in front of my house in South Buffalo. Boy, you should have seen that. I got some pictures I'll show you later. Well, everybody does. Everybody's got a story about last winter and how different this winter is. But by the time they plowed the street with the front loaders, what the dump truck couldn't handle, they just pushed it as a median. So that median had to have 14 feet of snow. I got a picture under it. It towered. I mean, what a difference a year makes, thankfully.
I live in the North Towns, and it wasn't bad in December, and we actually played golf late in December last year. But once January 1st hit, we started getting hammered, and we had snow the rest of it. More snow than I ever saw.
Lester Jones hitting a long 3 out of Wilberforce. I mentioned as far as the weather goes, what a difference a year makes. How about for the 716ers franchise and the efforts of, as I've mentioned through the course of today's broadcast, owner and general manager Tawanja Slaughter has worked effortlessly, not just putting the team together, but hiring clowns like us and bringing in a dance team and a cheerleading section and a DJ to entertain. She's got the mascot. I mean, I can't imagine how much. Actually, I can imagine because, well, we're Facebook friends, obviously. But I mean, my goodness, putting the season opening tournament together, moving out of basically a small high school gymnasium to give this team and franchise credibility. The Flickinger Center is unbelievable.
The effort that Tawan has put in this year, to this team and to putting a product on the floor that a lot of people in Western New York should want to come and see, has been tremendous. And anybody that wants to come and watch this will get entertained one way or another. There's no question.
And today's a great example of that. Buffalo Braves Alumni Night. Do the names Ernie D. Gregorio, Emmett Bryant, and Gus Gerard mean anything to you? Well, if you grew up in the 60s and 70s, they do. The Buffalo Braves of the National Basketball Association played at Buffalo's Memorial Auditorium for, unfortunately, if you're a basketball fan, only 8 seasons. But they produced some pretty good teams, guys like Bob McAdoo, Adrian Dantley. And 3 of those will be honored at halftime, which we are now 20 seconds away from enjoying. Make sure you stay here to see the tribute. Ernie D. Gregorio, selected 3rd overall by Buffalo, and he was the 1973 NBA Rookie of the Year, averaging an impressive 15.2 points per game. Emmett Bryant won the 1969 NBA championship. Unfortunately, it was with the Boston Celtics. And Gus Gerard out of the University of Virginia, drafted originally by the Portland Trailblazers in the 3rd round back in 1975. You'll learn more about these guys and take a trip down memory lane in a mere 7 seconds. That's what we've got left before halftime. The 716ers putting up 70 points here in the first half as they lead at 70-55.
I think I can do the math and figure out what that
I can do the math on that one, Ed.
what that works out to for a whole game.
Looking for more before the buzzer. And they put up a 3 and get it! Well, how about that? 73 points for the 716ers, who lead this game 73-56. And fans, a very, very special treat that I know many have been waiting for since the season started. And it is Buffalo Braves Alumni Night here at the Burt Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo. I just passed along a few notes about Ernie D. Gregorio, Emmett Bryant, and Gus Gerard. Keep it right here. We've got more coming up at halftime with the 716ers in the driver's seat. Enjoy.
Switch this thing over here. Yeah, the 2 mics, they're pulling all the ambient sound. We still can hear crispy.
I know what you gotta do.
But the last one was, a lot clearer. I always have my snacks. I got a mess over there. My snacks. Hey guys, this is my wife here. Hi, Dave.
Fans, we also have another performance for you. Too much show. Who knew? This coming out of the floor right now are the King Center Charter School drill team. Let's hear it. Let's make some noise for them. Come on.
He finished Buffalo Braves' career with 52 assists, 25 steals, 35 blocks, and recorded 283 points in 2 seasons. Thank you, Gus. Yes, go ahead. Next, we have Eddie Brown. Eddie was 6'1" point guard, out of DePaul University, and New York Knicks. He played 2 seasons with Buffalo Braves from 1970 to 1972. Played 273 games. He shot 42% from the field. He made 151 for 203 free throws, giving him 74% field goal percentage. He had 362 assists and finished with 721 points in a season for the Buffalo Braves for season 1. Season 2, he recorded 206 assists and finished with 277 points on the season. Thank you, Emmett. And finally, we have Ernie D. Ernie is a 6-foot point guard, went to Providence College, drafted by the Buffalo Braves in the first round. Ernie had an amazing career here. He had 4 seasons from 1973 to 1977. His first season, he recorded 1,234 points on the season. Ernie was a scorer. We'd like to have some of the Buffalo Braves come up if you guys want to speak to the crowd.
Hi, everybody, I'm Gus. I want to say we've had a fabulous weekend in Buffalo. I've been here for quite a few years. It's exciting to see all the changes up here in the city, all the new businesses, and enthusiasm up here. And it really took me back to how special it was to be a player here in Buffalo. And the old auditorium, you guys, probably a lot of your parents, filming this up. Starting out on the spring for the Braves. It was quite an experience. It's fun to see basketball back here on this level, on any level. So maybe this is a stepping stone. The football season begins soon. Hockey games are all sold out. Come and see basketball support. Maybe we can do something different. Thank you.
Now we have Ernie D.
Thank you, Twan. First of all, I'd like to thank all the fans for coming tonight. It's a great honor to be here in Buffalo, and I'm really lucky because I get to work with the 716s in the community and build fan support. So we've got a great team, we've got a great coach, we've got a great owner, and most importantly, we've got great fans. Thank you so much for supporting us, and look forward to growing with you.
Now we have Emmett.
I don't want to get those sentiments offered by my teammates, but what I would like to do is ask that we observe a moment of silence for all performing Braves, teammates and different units who are going on the Braves. I'll give you a minute. Randy Smith, Bob Crawford, Nate Norman, Walt Hassel, Coach Bob Shea. Thank you.
Fans, let's hear it one more time for these great Buffalo Braves legends.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Test 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, a very nice ceremony to honor three very respected former members of the National Basketball Association's Buffalo Braves. Of course, Ernie DiGregorio, Emmett Bryant, and Gus Gerard as we get set to start the second half. And here we go. 73 points put up by the 7-1-6ers in that first half of play. Big man underneath, and it is Burgio. Buffalo Braves only played in Buffalo from 1907 to 1978 before moving to San Diego, where they were renamed the Clippers. Following another move in 1984, they became the Los Angeles Clippers, and for many, many years really struggled in Los Angeles, but now they're one of the teams to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question. And there's a train of thought that says that because in I think it was 1984, the Clippers and the Celtics. Actually, no, take that back. When the Buffalo Braves left to become the Clippers, the two owners traded franchises, the Celtics and the Braves. And so there's a train of thought that says the Buffalo Braves are actually the Boston Celtics right now, but most people say we're the Clippers. And right now the Clippers are doing a little better than the Celtics, so maybe we'll just go with that.
The 7-1-6ers in white, but again, quick note back to the Braves. They were one of three NBA expansion franchises that began play back in the 1970-71 season. Of course, you know the other two, right? The Portland Trail Blazers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers have had some success along the way, I'd say.
Especially lately, there's no question.
That was a very nice ceremony to honor those three former members of the Buffalo Braves, and we thank them so much for being able to come in to Western New York and help represent here today. There's a shot that goes for the team known as Healthy Buffalo. They are in blue. We keep talking about the 77 points that the 7-1-6ers had put up offensively. Well, defensively, they've given up 65. And it's now 79-65.
Well, the Sixers have come out with a lot of energy for the game, being where it is, and they're trying to trap a little bit more and put a little bit more defensive intensity into things, and now they're pushing the ball down the floor.
Nice pass underneath and the finish. It's funny when you look, and I know you've compiled some statistics here at just after halftime. Buffalo putting, that's a ridiculous number of points. And their leading scorer had, 13 points in that first half?
Yeah, Lester Jones had 13 to lead the 7-1-6ers in the first half. Dre Gatewood and James Ewing both had 8 because it was a very balanced effort. 12 of the guys scored for the 7-1-6ers, which is really impressive and speaks to the depth of this team.
Underneath, Burgio has it blocked. Oh, but they get the roll. How about that? Tip back in. First time we've called Adam March's name, number 5, as he got it to go. Fast break in the other direction. Are you a guy who likes to predict things?
Depends on how easy it is.
We won't go with the final score, but prediction, how many the 7-1-6ers will score today?
You know what? I think that they will try and make an effort to get everybody on the score sheet, I'm sure. Now, whether that happens or not is another matter, but my guess is that they're going to try and get everybody to score.
Way to tap dance around the question.
7-1-6 timeout. Second team and 5 remaining.
Well, if there's 15 guys, 15 guys are going to score.
That wasn't the question, Jack. With Jack Harlan, I'm David Miller. Glad to be your broadcast team this year, the 2015-2016 season, for a team that actually was going to enter the American Basketball Association, had a schedule put together and everything, and I can't imagine the work that it took to rearrange things when it found out they were actually going to be part of the Basketball League, the PBL. So last minute changes to the schedule, but the roster remains the same. And at least from my perspective, Jack, that's good news for the Buffalo 7-1-6ers because they are loaded with talent.
Oh, you know what? This is going to be a fun team to watch all year. There's no question about it. You know, they've got size all across the lineup, and they're athletic. They get up and down the floor. My guess is there's not going to be a lot of teams that want to run with this team, and so it's going to be a matter of how much the Sixers can rebound on a defensive end and how well they can execute in the half court.
We'll really find out with their first regular season test here at the Burt Flickinger Center in Buffalo coming up on January 9th. So you and I, partner, won't be together again until after the holidays. Happy holidays and Happy New Year and all that stuff.
Same to you, absolutely.
Can you believe it's mid-December?
No.
Shot goes off the rim.
But I'm guessing that, you know, we're probably not alone. There's a lot of people who can't believe that this
I'm
is
not even talking about the weather. I'm just talking about how time flies. It was just Halloween and then...
Well, just wait until you get to be old like me and you'll find out just how fast that flies.
I'm getting there. Halloween rolls into Thanksgiving, rolls into Christmas, rolls into New Year. And then I roll into my diet, which usually ends on January 2nd. 83-69, 7-1-6ers in white. The home team on this court, and they will be all season. Playing another team from Buffalo, called Healthy Buffalo.
Sixers have to be a little careful here. You know, if they get too sloppy here and suddenly Healthy Buffalo goes off a little bit, this game could get close. 14 is not a lot of points to be down in the third quarter of a game like this.
Teams first for the third quarter. Media timeout.
7:33 to go here in the third quarter. 7-1-6ers should put up 83, and we'll be back in a moment. .33 to go here in the third quarter. The 7-1-6ers at the free throw line. And they will hit the first of two.
Number 7, Devin Dawson.
It's Devin Dawson at the free throw line. 6'3" guard out of Damon College. Right down Main Street across from Amherst High School. place I've got to know well over the years, having the pleasure and opportunity to work with Don Silvestri for so many years, and now Mike McDonald, the former head coach of the Canisius College Golden Griffins, and even more recently, the Medaille Mavericks.
Yeah, Mike's doing a nice job over at Damon. There's no question about that. Always has been a good coach.
That ball is stripped. And in the other direction, up underneath. And again, the 7-1 Sixers will get it the fall. Talk about the Damon men's basketball team briefly, and the women's basketball team led by David Skolin as Buffalo comes in the other direction and gets it to fall. Skolin has been there for 27 years. You don't hear that too much anymore, a tenure like that at the college level. Coaching the Damon Lady Wildcats.
No question about that. Dave's a fine player in his own right. Still can shoot it, still fills it up.
And still loves the gym. Those guys that are always around, you know.
Buffalo 7-1 Sixer ball.
So they'll drive it inside and get it to go. Number 21, Marcus Hall, +1.
That was a real nice drive. He decided he was going to the basket. He got into the lane and put it high off the glass. Nice play by Marcus.
Coming in the game now for Healthy Buffalo, number 9, Terry Davis.
It's a little warm in the building here today. Do you think that's going to affect these teams down the stretch?
Well, it could affect the Healthy Buffalo more than it affects the 7-1 Sixers, just because sheer numbers.
7-1 Sixers, Healthy Buffalo ball.
Plus the 7-1 Sixers have had the benefit of a full training camp. Been together for a little while now. At the baseline, now outside the three-point arc. No good, aggressive rebound. Looking to hit 90, make it 91, and they do. So Devin Dawson with that long-range 3 puts Buffalo 9 points within triple digits. Opportunity there.
Dawson's now leading the team in scoring with 15. He's got 8 in this quarter.
Underneath, and there's Marcus Hall. And almost very predictably, Buffalo is going to have to call timeout. And it comes with 5:05 to go in the third quarter.
Marcus Hall is the kind of guy that's just a slasher. He wants to get that ball to the rim as much as he can. Try to finish around the rim. If he can pick up a foul at the same time, he's going to do that. He's done a nice job this quarter. He's got 5 in this quarter.
Buffalo 7-1 Sixers, much like a college team, will use the Burt Flickinger Center as, a recruiting tool, for lack of a better way to put it. I mean, it's a professional team, and they're going to build the team that they want, but this is a beautiful facility, and they've done a great job of raising some sponsorship dollars, too. The community has really stepped up this year to support the 7-1 Sixers. One of the main sponsors is Comfort Suites, a proud supporter of Buffalo 7-1 Sixers basketball.
Yeah, there's no question this is a step up this year to be able to play in this great facility. Perfect size. You know, if they start packing this place, you know, it's going to be crazy in there.
I don't want to look too far ahead, and nobody's got a crystal ball, but if this team is as good as we hope it is or think it is, it almost reminds me when the Buffalo Bandits brought professional indoor lacrosse to Buffalo. Gain a little momentum, then you win a championship and you're selling out every game at Memorial Auditorium. Again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this endeavor has that type of possibility.
Absolutely, there's no question about it.
Sloppy play for Buffalo and an easy bucket down at the other end. 9 97 points on the board for Buffalo, 97-71 our score. Just over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Get him some luggage. He was traveling. 7-1-6 ball.
Dawson's got 12 in this quarter. He can fill it up in a hurry, I'll tell you. 19 all day.
Yeah, he found his shot early. And he'll add 2 more. That was inside the arc. So now 99 on the board for
I think he's feeling it.
Yeah. He has been really since the opening tip. From 3, can't get that one to go though.
That may have been a little ill-advised. I'm sure that was a product of him knocking a few down in a row and feeling it pretty good, but he can get a better shot than that. He still had another dribble. He could have gotten in another 3 feet in.
So inside 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And the 7-1 Sixers with 99 points on the board. They pick up that rebound, move it past midcourt, off the rim, and can't get it to fall. There's a big rebound for Buffalo. They'll bring it back up inside the lane and draw the foul. For Buffalo, with 2:32 to go, they will get a chance to go to the free throw line.
You know, it's still painfully obvious that, you know, the Sixers are just so much more athletic than this healthy Buffalo team, and their ability to use that athleticism to get up and down the floor with the speed that they are is the difference in this game.
Score was 38-27 after the first quarter. 7-1 Sixers in the driver's seat ever since. 7-1 Sixers in their home white uniforms here at the Burt Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo. .7-1 Sixers still going hard.
Well, they had the big. I mean, Marcus Hall had the big guy John Burzio, isolated, and there's just no way that the big guy can play him out there. And it was 3 dribbles and pick up the foul.
We have a running clock. I'm not sure if that's by design because of the score.
No, that probably isn't.
Probably isn't.
Either that or somebody's got a dinner date.
Marcus Hall.
They've actually adjusted the scoreboard down. So Buffalo at 98 points. They must have taken a 3 and made it a 2. Under a minute to go in the third quarter.
Now it's back to 99.
Oh, yeah, they stopped the clock this time. Hey, you never know.
There you go.
Something when we work women's lacrosse at the college level, you hope for that 9-goal lead. The clock never stops then. Running.
Well, it's not a bad idea.
You hit 100 points before the fourth quarter.
Official rental car company of the Buffalo 7-1 Sixers. For all your rental needs, visit www.lewis.com.
They adjusted the scoreboard again, so not sure what's going on. But anyway, on the other end of the floor, free throw made by Perry Davis. 7-1 Sixers will move it up. 19 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time as we wind down the third quarter of play. Pass back up top, picked up by A.J. Roberts. Outside the arc, good defense. Try to go inside, could not do so. Long pass. Rolls out of bounds.
That was a nice look by James Ewing inside. He was trying to get the ball down low to Glenroy Carr. And the blue team made a nice play defensively. And now we're going to hold it for the last one.
Shot clock is off with 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. 100-75, a 25-point lead for the 716ers. Big slam dunk attempt, no good. Then a long-range shot. He almost got it to go. Almost the miracle in Buffalo. But at the end of the third quarter, it's all Buffalo 716ers on home court. 100-75 as we get set to head to the fourth.
716ers t-shirt. We'd like to thank our fans for their continued support. Give it up for Blaze!
Are you actually playing commercial? You mean, do we have commercial? I didn't know what we had. Okay. Gotcha. I just didn't know what we had on the bank or, you know, whatever.
Commercials that's playing.
Seven 716er ball to start the fourth quarter.
Start of the fourth quarter here in downtown Buffalo. 716ers putting up 100 points before the start of this fourth. And they've got the ball again. The drive inside. Good defense from Bergio. Another three-shot attempt. In and out. Buffalo with a long-range pass themselves. Fast break. And they get it to go with a second effort. A good second effort for Jerry Shanley. That shot tossed up, no good. Rebound, but they're going to turn it over.
Sixers getting a little sloppy here to start the fourth quarter.
There's a three off the rim. And again, it is a little warm in this building. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Maybe it's affecting the pace.
You know, the Sixers have changed all five guys. So you got a new group coming off the bench that hasn't played since the end of the second quarter. So it's going to take a little bit. And as a player, you have to realize that. I mean, you have to realize that it's not easy to just come off the bench and start jacking up threes and this and that and the other thing cold off the bench.
Foul was called on 716ers number 24, Jake Simmons. That's his second of the game. And the team's first early here in the fourth quarter. Now a 20-point game. From outside the three-point range, again, an easy rebound, but they can't get the second opportunity to go either. So Mario Williams in his coaching debut, his head coaching debut here today. I mentioned earlier he has been with this organization for 3 seasons as an assistant coach. Didn't start the season as the head coach, but that's where he is now. And it looks like his coaching debut in the Professional Basketball League is going to be, well, a pretty huge success.
Well, the Sixers have started off this quarter 0 for 6.
The bad news is it's 0-4. The good news, I guess, is it's 6 in the first 2 minutes. 7 opportunities on the offensive end of the floor in the first 2 or 3 minutes, up underneath again. And the rebound is picked up.
They have a 4-on-1
underneath. And that is a pretty play. Perrioli's going to be a contributor off the bench this year, I've got a feeling, Pat.
You know, he does a lot of really good things. He moves the basketball. He knows what his role is. He can knock down threes, and he can direct an offense if you need him to in the half court. And, you know, I see some real value in him. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him, you know, really get some meaningful minutes as we move into the season.
Timeout called by the team in blue. That is healthy Buffalo, down by 20, 102 to 82. More on Perrioli. He's only 5'10", but seems to play a little bigger than that. Coming out of the State University of New York at Oswego.
Yeah.
It is cold up there. I had the chance to live there for a couple of years.
No, I think the team really looks to his leadership. You can see, you know, in practice that, you know, he's willing to direct things as a more of a pure point guard than a shooter. Even though he's more than capable of knocking threes down, he does it. I like him. He does a really nice job for him, I think.
After the Buffalo timeout, they'll bring it in on their own end to midcourt and beyond. Fans here today have been treated to an offensive exhibition from the Buffalo 7-1-6ers in white. There's an aggressive rebound underneath, and it's Bergio with the putback.
Big guy didn't even have to jump for that rebound.
Nope.
Let's go, Buffalo.
You've been keeping stats all game. Do you have an official number of how many three-point shots the 7-1-6ers as a team have attempted today?
Well, I know in the first half.
Yeah, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but boy.
The first half we were 8 for 21, which is, you know, it's a little less than 40%.
Yeah, but 21 attempts.
And 20. Well, yeah, but you know what? That's not a bad thing. You know,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
It really
just,
depends on when you're taking them. You know, I mean, if it's in the flow of the offense or when you're coming down on a fast break, a lot of times it's okay. But if you're jacking them up, they took a couple bad ones, you know, really early in the shot clock, and a couple bad ones, you know, on the fast break when, you know, they had 4-on-1. That's not good.
Bergio making it look easy all of a sudden in the fourth quarter. We got a timeout on the floor, so we'll take one ourselves. 7:48 to go. 102 to 88. 7-1-6ers in the driver's seat. Tough games to call, eh?
Come on, fans, make some noise for Opening Road! Hey, oh. Women's Queen. I mean, this is all the real show right here.
Alongside Jack Harlan and our entire game night crew, my name is David Miller. We're the Buffalo 716ers in white on home floor here at the Burt Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo. Have a 102-86 lead. And during that last media timeout, the fans being treated, and boy, that's going to be a big part of the success of this franchise. They really know how to put on a show, don't they?
Yes, they do. And, you know, it's tough to come out and try and play basketball after the act that was just on right then, because it's really hard to compete against little kids looking real cute.
Of course, at halftime, 3 members of the Buffalo Braves honored during Buffalo Braves Alumni Day. Lester Jones hits the 2 to make it 104-86. Did you know, as we get a +1 opportunity here, that, I did a little bit of research preparing for the festivities at halftime here today, as the 3 members of the Buffalo Braves were honored with a wonderful ceremony, really. But the NBA had 2 previous teams in Western New York, the Rochester Royals and the Syracuse Nationals.
I actually knew the man who ran the Rochester Royals, Les Harrison from Rochester, who the basketball court at Blue Cross Arena is named for. He and I, when I was playing at the University of Rochester, he was running our Christmas tournament at the Kodak Classic, which was downtown there. And he was very responsible for me getting the tryout that I had with the Braves here in 1977. So I owe a lot to him. And he was the man behind the Rochester Royals, which wound up going to Kansas City, and we're the Kansas City team.
Lester Jones, 2-pointer, Lester Jones.
Inside the arc for Lester Jones, 106-91, as we approach 6 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of play. Now, I've got to be honest, maybe I shouldn't. I never heard of the Rochester Royals.
Oh yeah, the early 50s. They were a wonderful franchise there in the beginning of the NBA, and there was that New York State connection between the Knicks and the Nationals and the Royals, which is not that dissimilar to what's going on here with the PBL and all of the local teams here in New York State. In Jamestown and Chautauqua and Rochester and here in Buffalo, it's the same kind of feel.
Every game always means something, but when you build those natural rivalries that we were talking about earlier with Chautauqua, Jamestown, Buffalo, Rochester, it's going to be a very interesting season. For the 716ers, who have a commanding lead, the score was 100-75 after 3 quarters. And then, as you mentioned, Buffalo with 5 fresh bodies on the floor. Make that the 716ers with 5 fresh bodies, not to get confused, to start the 4th quarter, and they've cooled off to some extent. There's a 3 off the rim. Little battling for possession down at the other end. Buffalo with a good rebound underneath. Nice play, but they can't finish.
That's a rebound.
And here come the 7-1-6ers in the paint underneath. They'll kick it back out. 3 from the corner. Yes!
David Blitz for 3.
Well, very quietly, the lead was down to 11 before that 3 by Blanks.
Long pass. Bergio can't handle it.
The Sixers were actually very lucky there that healthy Buffalo missed a couple of layups. Otherwise, the lead would have gotten down underneath 10.
Another timeout on the floor, and we want to take a moment to thank Avis for being the official car rental company of the Buffalo 7-1-6ers. And really, during the course of our broadcast and almost every time they crack the mic down for the public address announcer, we're thanking somebody, and we mean it from the bottom of our hearts. Tawan Slaughter and the limited staff, really, it's a small staff if you think about it. They have hustled, and they've got a lot of good, positive response from the corporate community here in Western New York, and that's going to be a big part of the success of this franchise. Not only, obviously, ticket sales and fan support, but corporate support, too, and they've done a wonderful job.
Yeah, they really have. And, you know, before the first game, the first tournament game, I had the opportunity to sit down with Ernie D., and he and I had about a 15-minute conversation about the viability of this franchise and the things that he would like to do for this franchise in this city. And that was a big part of it for him. You know, with his contacts and his name recognition, you know, he really wants to be involved in trying to set up those corporate sponsorships and get this team on the road to success. And he's really hopeful that he'll be able to do that.
Another 3 off the rim. Good rebound underneath. Can't get it to go, but they will draw the foul. Unhappy with the foul call in blue for Buffalo, number 9, Jerry Shanley.
Joshua Phillips is second, team's third. On the line for the 7-1-6ers, number 0, Marcus Stephen.
This is the third foul, team foul, here in the fourth quarter, called against Buffalo. So 2 shots for the 7-1-6ers. They missed the first and missed the second. Turnover up underneath, and the return pass. Oh, and they get it to go.
Marcus Stephen. Defense.
Long-range shot that catches the cheerleaders by surprise, and the mascot comes over to make sure. The mascot, you know, at this level has to double as a team trainer, too.
He may very well.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he's not playing because that pass that he just threw wasn't very good.
The cheerleaders were caught by surprise. I think they were talking in the corner. That long pass went and kind of scared the group of 7, which, by the way, do a wonderful job. Hats off to the lady 7-1-6ers. Did you see their performance at halftime?
You know what? It's one of the more. I think one of the more amazing parts of this whole franchise right now is all of the extras you get coming to these games as a fan, and all of the time and effort that a number of different groups are putting into this franchise. And it's wonderful. It really is.
And that's not by accident.
Oh no.
A lot of time and effort has gone into this. Underneath in the other direction, and the answer from Jerry Shanley.
On the floor now for the 7-1-6ers, number 55, Freddie Apia, and number 24, Jake Simmons.
So the Buffalo 7-1-6ers just over 2 minutes away from improving to 3-0 on the season. They won their Thanksgiving weekend tournament right here at the Flickinger Center, winning both games. We had the opportunity to present the first game against Rock City.
And that was that was a really sloppy game for the 7-1-6ers. The first game of the season, and they really did not play very well early. They played better in the second half, but their first half was a struggle, especially on the offensive end.
Going back to my lack of good math skills, and I don't actually even have the official numbers in front of me, but after this game, which is more or less an aberration, I'll give you that, but the 7-1-6ers, as they score again, on their way to improving to 3-0, are averaging over 100 points per game. 115 or 116 today.
Yep.
They had over 100 in the game, championship game of the tournament.
Yes, they
and
did.
Despite the sloppiness of the first game of the tournament against Rock City, they still, look at that, a little showmanship for the 7-1-6ers. What did they put up in that opening game? It was over 80, maybe 90, right? So,
yeah. It's funny, I don't remember.
My memory's not what it used to be either. Oh boy, looking for some big highlight reel plays down the stretch here. 66 seconds left on the clock. And a nice little roll from underneath. And so many of the fans have come out here today to honor the Buffalo Braves alumni that were recognized during halftime. And despite the score, which has never really been close, obviously, I don't think there's too many people that have left.
No, I agree. There's a
Getting
bunch
their
of
money's
people
worth.
still here,
Yeah.
no question. But I think we can officially say that it's probably showtime.
Joshua Phillips.
So the Buffalo 7-1-6ers averaging now over 100 points per game on the offensive end.
Johnny Marsh for
Will improve to 3-0, and there's another 3 more. 122 to 99. How about the team on the other side hitting 99 points? Make it 101.
Joshua Phillips.
Time winding down, 5 seconds to go. The crowd counts it down.
And I don't want to say anything, but they got everybody on the score sheet. Everybody scored today.
Buffalo 101. Buffalo 7-1-6 organization would like to thank its fans for being supportive and helping to bring back professional basketball to the Buffalo area. We'll see you the next game on January.
So Mario Williams wins his head coaching debut for the Buffalo 7-1-6ers. Congratulations to him and best wishes along the way. Our next broadcast will come your way on January 9th as the Buffalo 7-1-6ers open up their conference schedule, and that should be a very interesting game here at the Burt Flickinger Center in downtown Buffalo. Thank you very much to the Buffalo Braves alumni that were honored here today at halftime. Ernie DiGregorio, Emmett Bryant, Gus Gerard, and of course the owner and president of the Buffalo 7-1-6ers, Tawan Slaughter. Thank you for your efforts putting this all together. And that'll do it for our broadcast here today. For my broadcast partner, Jack Harlan, and our entire game night crew, my name is David Miller, where the 7-1-6ers beat healthy Buffalo by a final score of 122 to 101. Good night from downtown Buffalo.